Hi, good morning, guys. Little Fleabay edition this morning. I won't tell you this will be a quick one because it never ends up being a quick one. We'll see how long my attention span is not very long today, hopefully. So, anyway, let's look at lathes. And normally I'll just bring up Atlas lathes in a search. Um, and I did that and kind of glanced at the first few. I changed that over and we're going to look at Craftsman lathes, which are going to show us the exact same thing virtually because everybody lists them as Atlas Craftsman. So let's just look at Craftsman stuff for the lathes and see what we see. Um, and we'll skip through here. First one's a full lathe. It's the commercial model, so we're not even going to look at it. Next one down's, and these are new listings, it looks like a lot of these. Lot of two, South Bend Craftsman Logan, Atlas Lathe, Lantern Rocker Tool Post, pre-owned, 45 bucks, buy it now, free delivery. Now, I I tell everybody if you've watched me that these need to be uh, you need a set of these for your lathe if you don't have them, but they need to be dirt cheap when you add them along. Same way with the tool holders. I feel lantern tool posts and tool holders are actually a good accessory because you can set up some stuff that you may not have a quick change tool post set up for. If you're investing very much money, you're going to move up to a quick change tool post. It just, they're, to me, they make more sense, but it depends on what you want to do. If you've got a lantern style tool post with your lathe, perfectly fine, use it. It probably actually makes you a better machinist because you're going to set up those tool holders and set them up in the tool posts more often, so you're going to get better at it. So you can use it as a skill builder too. But for the most part, I've got them for my Sheldon, and I've got some for the Atlas stuff too that I've got. But I don't. I very rarely use them. It's a very rare anymore. And of course, I do have a fair amount of time and money invested in tool holders, so that makes a difference too. But these need, when you pick them up, if you're adding them to your tooling, you need to be able to pick them up dirt cheap. Is the only way I say. Um, and a lot of two lantern style tool posts for lathes. Comes as shown with minor surface rusting, but will clean up just fine or can be used just as they are. Um, yeah, and it does say in the description there is one rocker included, but is too large for them. Could easily be milled down to fit and work. They want 45 bucks for this. If you could get them, if you could get a complete lantern tool post, and you only need one, um, if you can get one complete with the rocker that fits it and everything for um, 20 bucks, that might be a decent deal. 10 or 15 is even better, and $5 shipping. But um, to me, this is not a good deal. 40 bucks for the two of them, and the rocker that's here doesn't fit. So can you mill it down? Yeah, probably. But this is kind of a incomplete set. You look at them, and this first one, there's no washer on it. And who knows what these came off of. This kind of looks like an Atlas, I think, but I can't tell you that for sure. Um, the rocker doesn't fit either of them. They take, I think, 3/8 tool bit is what they're for, which is, there again, really not neither here nor there. You're setting up about a 3/8 width tool holder in these. But there's no base washer on this to fit it. No rocker that goes with them. This is the junk that they had left over. That's what this is just the junk that they had, and they're thinking they can get 40 bucks out of it. 4160. So this will take about a 3/8 wide tool holder, or a little wider depending on whose tool holder it is. But the other one's a little bit bigger, 4775. But then, yeah. So this is the garbage that's left over. Don't buy this shit. That's all it is just junk. 6130 for the width for the rocker. Yeah, you don't want to screw around trying to mill it down and everything. Chances are it would mill down fine, but it's going to be too big. It's going to be too long, and it might be hardened. So don't buy this crap. This is junk. Junk, junk, junk. Okay. Right below it, reverse gearbox for a 10. They want 200 bucks and $5 delivery. There again, these are bringing that. Are they worth it? I don't think so. Description says, I have for sale a reverse gearbox for an Atlas Craftsman 10-inch lathe in great shape. It's in great shape. Got an exclamation point behind it. It's in great shape. It's used. It's a used piece of crap. Let's look at it. There's only 3 pictures here. Paint's chipped off of it and everything. Let's see. We're missing that. I mean, it's going to be functional. It's going to be good and functional, but you got gunk or surface crap here. You got probably just crap is what it is. It'd probably clean up fine. This is a used gearbox. In my opinion, these should go for about $100. You know, the last one I bought, I think, and it's been a few years, but I think I gave $75 for it, and it was in better shape than this one is. You know, this is, you look inside here, and the gears, from what I can see, look okay, but is it worth $200? No, it's probably worth $100. You know, I will say the teeth don't look to be all chowdered up on the gears. So in that respect, it's, you know, it's a decent set of, it's going to be a decent gearbox. It's going to work, but it's not worth $200. These things are worth $100. Now, when I was looking at Atlas stuff, I think they had another gearbox right below this one or right above this one that they wanted more for than that. We may go back and look if I get real tired real fast here. 12-inch lathe micrometer, adjustable carriage travel stop. When I see this and it says for the 12-inch, I wondered if it was for the commercial model, but it's not. It's it'll fit the 10 or the 12. And they want $150 or best offer and free delivery. Now see, when they do that, they say or best offer. Well, why are we not listing stuff for what we want for it? You know, I tend to be a little more callous on this stuff, and I put the price on it that I want. You know, if I happen to list something for sale on Marketplace or Craigslist or something, I feel I want this many dollars for it, and that's what it goes for. I don't feel like making let's make a deal. A very nice example of an Atlas carriage stop, clean, not abused, works smoothly. Well, it's worth $75 in this day and age. That to me is what market value should be. It's a good looking carriage stop. These are a very small casting. They've got the knurled knob, the threaded thing, and the 2 studs, you know, bottom plate on them. These are not anything spectacular. I actually started building patterns for these to cast, and there again, I'm probably just going to cast them in aluminum when I get that far. But and I may offer these as a kit. I don't know. We'll see. And we'll see when it's all said and done if I can produce a kit for these a whole lot. Well, I can do them a whole lot cheaper than this, but these should be worth $75. You know, we got a steel plate on the bottom. This is just a small casting here. There's just clearance hole on both sides of this, and this is threaded, and that's what sets your stop on these. This mounts it to the bottom of the bedways, you know. So I don't think they're even close to worth $125. I think, you know, in today's market, these should go for about $75. And what's even better is when you actually get one, when you buy the lathe that you're trying to tool, it came with one of those. So we're down into a bunch of gears, and they're all basically $25. And I'm not going to go and look at these. Here's a 618 6-inch lathe, 64 tooth change gear, $18.99 and $8.55 delivery. Below it, there's a whole bunch of them that are listed for $25 now and free delivery. I think that's a little bit high still, but you know, $20 in your door is about where they should be, I think. But they're gonna, you know, what the market will bear. Pays your money, takes your chances. I'll look real quick here and see, is this, all these lower ones are from the same seller. Yeah, they're different than the 62 tooth or 64 tooth, the first one there. But anyway, it's just a whole bunch of gears. You know, you can go in and look at them, make sure they're not all shark toothed out and things like that. You know, $25, they're gonna go for $20-25. I don't know, when you look at the total sums of them, and these I think are all from the same seller, but when you look at them, it's an awful lot of money for a set of gears when it's all said and done. These have been cleaned up a little bit. Look like they may have been sandblasted, glass beaded from the way they look and everything. They still got some crap and things on them. They were grungy looking gears that have been cleaned up. So this is kind of an example of one of them. You can see where it didn't clean up really well here. The gears that I'm glancing at haven't looked bad. You know, these are a decent looking gear up here, but like I say, they had the normal wear and tear, and these have been blasted off. So, but yeah, like this one looks like an okay gear. You know, I don't have any real complaint with the gear itself. So, you know, but yeah, he's got, looks to be a whole set of them. There's a bunch of gears here. Craftsman Sears Lathe Spur Center, Morse taper number 2, new old stock vintage. Sears sold these, and they're a Morse taper for wood turning. You know, and the only reason I stopped is because they wanted $29.99 and $6.99 delivery for these. You know, you used to buy these from Sears for like $12, and it's is it actually new old stock? And see, I don't recognize this seller at all. New open box, never used, new old stock, some tarnish, a few very minor surface dings, has some orange colored wax oil cosmetic and rust protectant that gets applied when originally manufactured. So, new open box. What's it actually look like? So, and this kind of comes back to the point of new old stock stuff. Look at the markings on here. Yeah, I believe it probably is new old stock, but there again, it's been dropped, it's been dinged around, you know. There again, this is another one of those things you should be able to find one. Now see, even though it says new old stock, it's just a number 2 Morse taper spur center. You can find a replacement for this. You don't have to have one that says Atlas or Craftsman on it because you've got an Atlas or a Craftsman lathe. But you know, this should bring $10 is what it should go for. You know, looks like it's been dropped a number of times. Corners are look kind of dinged up there. Maybe that's just the lighting on it, but yeah, you know, I mean, this is not worth $30. You're not gonna get $30 worth of use out of it. Atlas Craftsman lathe banjo bracket 9-25, 10 and 12 inch pre-owned, $39.99 and free delivery. Another junk store. Another junk store is what it looks like it is. This is in good factory original banjo. That's what it says. It's worth $25. It's worth $25. What's happened here? Like somebody's been doing a little creative clearancing there on it. Rust showing there. Maybe it's not rust, it's just had some more creative grinding being done there, filing something. Then way down here, had some clearance issues at some time apparently. Had some clearance issues or it's been repaired. Is that a weld up there maybe? It's worth $25. That's all it's worth. Alrighty then. Here is a original Atlas Craftsman 10-12 inch lathe countershaft 2-step pulley 9-427, $139.99. Buy it now and free delivery. Same seller. So it probably came off, well, it would have come off the same lathe. In nice vintage condition, no signs of abuse. It's worth 75 bucks. 75 bucks is all it's worth. Big scarf mark there. What else we got here? What else we got? And it probably realistically hasn't been abused. What's that little mark right there? Probably hasn't been abused, but it has been definitely used. So, been on and off shaft a few times. See the nice markings there where it had to get spun off. Is that a crack developing right there? Probably not, but okay, this has had a large size belt where it's not, you can see it's not, hasn't been setting farther down into the groove there. Probably been running a larger size belt. Then I probably wouldn't spend nearly this much time on this other than the fact that they're wanting so much money for it. $75. It's worth half. Half. Probably the same seller right below it. 10-inch Atlas Craftsman tailstock assembly. $174.99. No, they're worth $100. Yep, same seller. They're parting out this lathe, gonna make their fortune. It's worth $100. Not even gonna read the description. Oh, so gonna be a good used tailstock, but it's not worth 175 bucks. Doesn't have the oil dripper with it. Been turned down on the end, so that's been beat up pretty bad at some point in time. Probably not this seller, but at some point in time they've chamfered down the end of this end of the ram. Oh, look at the big dink out of it right there. Look at that big ass dink. That probably helps it lose about another 25 bucks. No lock nut on the screw that's probably been replaced. That looks like an awful shiny looking screw. But yeah, that edge has been beveled off significantly. Huh. They had some parts kicking around to say where this went. Rust marks there. And this is normal wear and tear that you see on these, but nonetheless. $75 to $100. Half. Couple more gears. 101 lathe, 20-tooth gear, chip tooth. They still want 20 bucks and they'll ship it to you. No, if it's got a chip tooth, it's not worth crap. $5 if you feel generous. Bunch of gears, bunch of parts. Atlas 618 lathe, Craftsman 101 lathe, steel compound tool slide 704-073 or M6-303. brand new, $150. Buy it now, free delivery. Guys off and on have been building these, and years past you would see them um, machined out, and I think you can still buy them from some of the suppliers, probably for that $150 range. Tool slide will fit without any modification, plug and play, buy once used, lifetime, 100% made in the USA, made steel, no paint on any surface. Okay, and this is a seller with a lot of feedback. I think I've seen them, but don't really recognize them. And there's only a couple of pictures here. Periodically I've seen these built over the years, and are they really necessary? Now, I do like the ones where they put T-slots back on this side of the, usually you've got 3 T-slots back here, so you can mount a rear tool post if you so desire, or you can do a little bit more with them when you do that. As far as just replacing these to have a steel compound slide, I don't really feel like it's that great an investment. Now, when I look at this one, and see, I wouldn't, like one like this right here, I wouldn't give more than $75 for it probably. But when you look at this one here, this is a pretty cheaply made one. This was either built with hot roll or else was built with cold roll. It's still got the mill scale on it, and nothing was ever cleaned off. You look at how ragged this looks. These are the, as they came from the mill surface here, top and probably on the bottom too. They don't show us a bottom view at all. But if we look a little bit closer at it, you can see all the scrapes and dings and markings and stuff. That's just a standard mill finish that comes on those. So, if you're going to build these to sell them, you should at least build them with steel that came from a supplier that's got a good finish on it. You can, and of course it costs a little bit more money, but if you buy that, these are about 1x3, I think. I don't know the exact dimensions, but that's my guess just from looking at them stuff. They're about 1x3. But you've got a T-slot cut in this end for your tool holder, or for your nut to hold it on there. You've got the underside machine surfaces where you've got relief here that goes most of the way up to clear the compound screw. You've got your dovetails here, one side which takes a gib, and you've got 2 holes here to bolt the I can't talk today, the lead screw supports and stuff on that end. And if we look at the other picture they've got, they show the other side, which has just got the 4 screw holes for your gib screws in here. If you're going to build them halfway decent. You see machine marks down in here. You see the machine marks on here where they've narrowed down this piece of material. And I think if you look on this end, you can see machine marks where they've had it. Maybe those are just hacksaw marks, but it kind of looks to me like those are end mill marks, like they had it set upright in the mill. I personally would not buy one of these. If you feel the need to have one of the steel ones, find one either from a decent supplier or have access to a milling machine and build your own. This is not really a complex part, and I could see them maybe being worth $150 if you've got a good quality product that's got a nice finish on it. You look at the crap that comes from China when you buy a machine from their steel machine. Cross slides, I guess, is a perfect example. They're nice and shiny and usually look pretty good, look a whole lot better than this. And if we want to be proud of our built-in USA stuff and say, yeah, we only want USA made stuff, bring your quality up to match what should be USA standards, because this isn't even as good as what you're getting from China. So, pays your money, takes your chances, but that's my opinion on these. A bunch more crap here. Now here's a 10-12 inch lathe steady rest. Well, it's either a 10 or a 12. Which is it? It's a 10-326T, and from looking at that looks kind of like a 12, but I'm not sure. But they want $319.95. Buy it now, free delivery. There again should be, this is from some junk collector. They should be for $300. They should be hand delivering it to you. Let's see, and nothing in the description other than it's used. I believe from looking at that casting, I'm not going to check the numbers, but I believe that probably is for a 12-inch. So there again, we don't even know. Oh, it's got a 10 number on the bottom. It does have a 10 number, so this will be a 10-inch. I think. You're gonna have to go back and look, aren't we? Let me find my. Let's go back to our little catalog. When you make an effort to clean your desk off, you can't find anything. Let's see what they're calling. Okay, they're showing a 10-325 as being the proper one, and this shows a 10-326. So maybe this is a 12. To me, the casting looks taller to where it should be down through here. It looks tall enough from here to here. I believe this is a 12, but I could be mistaken. But it's not. It's one or the other. You don't get both. Okay, so I believe that's a 12, but it's not worth $319. These are a $175 item. You know, you're seeing them all the time for two and a half, but these shouldn't go for more than $150, $175. They're just not worth it. There's one for a commercial 12. So, anyway, I believe that is a 12, but like I say, I could be mistaken. Now, right here is one listed as a 10. They want $275 for it. Now it's got a 326B2 on it. So they're saying that's a 10-inch. I don't know. Do your research if you're going to invest your money there, but $269 is too much from an Atlas 10-inch. So maybe it is only a 10-inch, but you can't have it both ways. You just can't have it both ways, guys. And then somebody's parting the lathe out, you know. And I'm not going to go and look at this. I think we're about done. But here's 6-inch lathe bed legs, L9-150. They want $40 for them. Free delivery. Right below it, lantern rocker tool post. Now see, they want $50 and a penny to deliver it. And this looks to be a complete rocker tool post for an Atlas Craftsman. There again, $50 is too much for a lantern style tool post. That's too old technology. It just is not. No. See, here's somebody's parting out a lathe bed. They want $70 and they're going to pay the shipping on it. And this is a Craftsman 6-inch bed, 109. Oh, this is a 109. Oh, I know why this looks odd to me. Okay, this is a Craftsman 109-21270, and this is what happens when I shift from Atlas to Craftsman stuff. This would not show up as an Atlas lathe. This is a Dunlop. So this is a Craftsman badge Dunlop lathe. And we talked about the Dunlop stuff a little bit here. This is actually going to have V-ways on it, I believe. Yeah, but it's kind of a ragged casting. These were an inexpensive lathe. They're not as strong as the 6-inch Atlas. I'm not that big a fan. I did have a gentleman asking me about a tool post for one, lantern style tool post for one of these that I've been working on a little bit. I'm still waiting for a couple more dimensions, and we'll see if I can do anything with that for him. But yeah, this is a Dunlop. This is a 109, which will signify it's a Dunlop lathe, but still badge craftsman. And guys will kind of pass these off sometimes, or they get mistaken for being a Atlas 6-inch, and they're not. Look at the chatter marks down the lathe bed, front and rear ways. So yeah, these there's a following for those, but not by me. And then they've got some real garbage here that they're listing. Atlas Craftsman 12-inch metal lathe compound, top slide, tool rest, and 10302. $95 or best offer, free delivery. This is a piece of shit. This is junk. Let's see. Compound upper slide rest. We'll need a new handle, otherwise good use shape. Has some normal usage wear. Comes as shown in the pictures. Let's look at the pictures on this. Let's look at the big pictures. Okay. So, and you know, maybe he's not lying, but it's not worth, what did he say? What did they want? $95 or best offer. No, this is worth 50 bucks. So it's actually a good usable compound, it looks like. Hasn't been crashed too bad, it doesn't look like. Of course, it has been sitting in the barn for the last 30 years from looking at all this shit sitting down there. Handles trash. Yeah, it's usable other than the handle. You know, it's actually in a lot better condition than I thought it was when I first started looking at it. So I guess I can't beat it up too bad. It's been kicking around for a long time. You know, look at the screws there. They've got rust on them and everything. This is all rusted up. It's been sitting in the barn for years and years. It's pretty rusty. It's good basis to build off of. The lead screw and stuff's probably trashed, and the nut. You know, maybe they're useful, maybe they're not, or usable. But you're buying castings. Is all you're buying is that upper and lower casting. It's 50 bucks. You know, sorry, 50 bucks. If you give more than that, why, you're getting taken. Yeah, it's not worth any more than that. $50. 50 bucks. Right below it, the threading dial, 9-63, 32 bucks. Same junk dealer. All rusted up. This may actually be useful. It doesn't look like the, you know, it's spotted out pretty good up on top. Rest of it actually looks usable. 32 bucks. Yeah, maybe. Got the bolt bolted on. You know, it doesn't look like this is crumbling apart yet, because this is just a Zamac housing on here. It may very well be worth 32 bucks. I won't beat that one up, I guess, because it's not too far out of line if it is. Okay, Atlas Craftsman metal lathe, lantern tool, post holder lot, Armstrong tooling. I'll bet this is the same seller. Yep, this is the stuff that came off of that machine. Okay, let's there again, you've got complete tooling. You know, you've got a complete set of tool holders. You've got all that maybe is a neutral. Those are both rights. Parting blade, knurling tool. I don't see a left hand there. Yeah, that's probably a straight right there. Um, we're back to the same thing. I think it's good to have these. Am I going to give 110 bucks for them? No. With all of these, they're worth half. They're worth 50 bucks. 50 bucks. Yeah, that'll be a neutral. So you still got rust and stuff on these. These have been pulled out of a barn. So it's, 50 bucks for the set of them. I would not give more than that. If you're given 110 bucks, you can buy a quick change tool post and be on your way to having a more modern setup. And a lot of guys will say, well, they want to keep the originality of them and everything, but they're not. It's not worth doing. They're users. They're machines that are meant to be used. So don't get caught up in that. I got to buy original parts to put back on them, but by the same token, don't think that they're a collector's item. And yeah, there's a bunch of crap here. I think we're about done with this. I think I might jump over very quickly. And look at milling machine stuff. There's some stuff down here that may be good deals, but maybe not. So let's just run over very quickly and look at milling machines. Atlas milling machines. And you know what? We're not even gonna stop here. Not even gonna stop. There's some stuff that could be interesting a little bit, but not interesting enough to waste any more time on. So, not too big a list there anyway. All right. Well, hopefully you find something there that's a little bit useful, interesting. And comment suggestions, guys. Leave them in the comments section for me below. And as always, thanks for taking the time to watch.